Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Chinese in Minutes. Today, we're going to learn the Chinese character dai. Dai is one of those incredibly useful Chinese characters that appears in many common words. At its core, it carries two closely connected ideas. The first idea is a generation, an era, or a period of time. The second idea is to replace someone or to act on someone's behalf. Although these meanings may seem different at first, they all come from the same original concept. One person, one generation, or one era taking the place of another. Once you understand this simple idea, you'll begin to recognize dozens of Chinese words without memorizing each one individually. In today's lesson, we'll explore how dai changes its meaning depending on the character it combines with, and you'll learn how native speakers naturally use these words in everyday conversations. Let's get started. Let's begin with 时代, which means an era or an age. The first character, 时, means time, while 代 refers to a generation or a historical period. Together, they describe a particular period in history. Think of expressions like the internet age or the digital age. In Chinese, those are all different 时代. A simple way to remember this word is to imagine walking through a history museum, where every room represents a different era. For example, 现在是互联网时代. 现在是互联网时代. Now is the internet age. Next is 现代, meaning modern or modern times. Here, 现 means present or current, and 代 means era. Literally, it means the current era. Native speakers use this word whenever they talk about modern life, technology, architecture, or society. Imagine looking around your room. Your phone, your computer, and your Wi-Fi all belong to 现代. For example, 现代生活越来越方便了. 现代生活越来越方便了. Modern life is becoming more and more convenient. Now let's look at 五代, which means ancient times. 古 means ancient, and 代 means era. Together, they simply mean the ancient era. Picture ancient China with emperors, palaces, horses, and bamboo scrolls. That's the feeling of 古代. Here's a natural sentence. 中国古代产生了很多伟大的发明. 中国古代产生了很多伟大的发明. Ancient China produced many great inventions. The next word is 当代, meaning the present age or contemporary. 当 means current, and 代 means era. Unlike 现代, which focuses on the modern era itself, 当代 usually refers to today's generation, society, or culture. You'll often hear it in phrases like contemporary art or contemporary literature. Imagine standing on a timeline. The point where you're standing is 当代. For example, 他是当代最有名的作家之一. 他是当代最有名的作家之一. He is one of the most famous writers of our time. Our next word is 年代, which means a decade or a historical period. 年 means year, and 代 means period. Native speakers often use this word when talking about decades, like the 1980s or the 1990s. Imagine flipping through an old photo album, where each section represents a different decade. That's exactly what 年代 feels like. Here's an example. 这首歌在80年代很流行. 这首歌在80年代很流行. This song was very popular in the 1980s. Next is 朝代, meaning a dynasty. 朝 refers to an imperial court or ruling dynasty, while 代 means an era. Together, they describe a period when one royal family ruled the country. Every time one dynasty ended, another took its place, which perfectly matches the original meaning of 代. Imagine reading a Chinese history book with chapters on the Tang, Song, Ming, and Qing dynasties. Each chapter is a different 朝代. For example, 中国历史上有很多朝代. 中国历史上有很多朝代. There have been many dynasties throughout Chinese history. Now let's move to a different meaning of 代. 代表 means to represent or a representative. Here, 代 means to act on behalf of, while 表 means to express or to show. Together, the word describes someone who speaks or acts for another person or organization. Imagine your class chooses one student to speak to the principal. That student becomes everyone's 代表. Here's an example. 他代表公司参加会议. 他代表公司参加会议. She attended the meeting on behalf of the company. The next word is 代理, meaning to act on behalf of someone or an agent. 代 means to replace, and 理 means to manage or to handle. Unlike 代表, which focuses on speaking for someone, 代理 emphasizes taking over someone's duties or responsibilities. Imagine your manager is away and someone else temporarily takes over the job. That's 代理. For example, 他现在代理经理职务. 他现在代理经理职务. He is currently serving as the acting manager. Next, we have 后代, meaning descendants or future generations. 后 means later, and 代 means generation. Together, they refer to the people who come after us, such as our children and grandchildren. Picture a family tree growing larger with each generation. Everyone below you is your 后代. For example, 我们应该保护环境，为后代留下更好的世界。我们应该保护环境，为后代留下更好的世界。We should protect the environment and leave a better world for future generations. Finally, we have 下一代, meaning the next generation. 下 means next, 一 means one, and 代 means generation. This phrase is commonly used when talking about children, education, technology, or the future. Imagine passing a torch to a younger group of people who will continue the journey. That's the idea behind 下一代. Here's a natural example. 我们希望下一代生活得更幸福。我们希望下一代生活得更幸福. We hope the next generation will live a happier life.